I'm sorry, what?
Welcome back to an all new episode of Mondays Are a Mother. I'm your host, Galen, and if you're new here, I'm glad you made your way to this space. I do have some notes today, so I'm going to be looking down for my watchers. That sounded weird. It's like Voyager, not Voyager. I don't know. Anywho, good morning. It's so good to see you guys. But, anyways, I have some notes. So, I may be looking down for those who are watching at home. I want to thank you all for finding your way into the space. And if you're new here, welcome. Today, I'm going to be talking about a little refresh, a little bit of new things, old things. But first, before I go anywhere, I have to give a major shout out to Tony Gray. He is the owner and operator of Grayman 3D. He is on Instagram, Facebook. He made me this really cool sign that you see in the background. It's lit up. Kind of hard to see. Focus, please. Nope, no. Anywho, it says Mondays Are a Mother. I did post it on our Instagram. Go check that out. Go check him out. Tell him that Kaylin over here at Mondays Are a Mother sent you. Today, I am going to be talking a little bit about my grief, a little bit about things that we have going on, and also just how to get through it. If this is something that you're into, please stay tuned. I can't wait to share with you. I don't know if can't wait to share with you is the right word. I low-key have been, I'm trying to figure out this little mic here. I have been struggling a lot with my grief. Yesterday was Ezra's birthday party. If you were listening on a Monday, I'm definitely recording and posting on a Monday. But yesterday was Ezra's 13th birthday. And that is a huge milestone, I think, in everyone's life. You go from being a kid to a teenager. Something about that transition. 2 out of 3 of my kids are no longer babies, no longer little kids. 2 out of 3 are teenagers, and it really hurts my feelings a lot. I don't know who gave them permission to grow up. It definitely wasn't me, and it sucks. I miss them being little. I miss a lot about when they were young. And I've always been someone who's worked 2, 3, 4 jobs, even when they were young. Unfortunately, when they were younger, the jobs that I had to work took me away from home. And I missed out on so many cool things because I was exhausted. I was in fight or flight. I was doing it by myself. And I hate that. Whenever David came back into the picture, the boys were a little bit older and they got to spend the last 9 months of his life very consistently with him a part of it. I'm very thankful that we had that opportunity. It still doesn't take away, grows, guys, already. It still doesn't take away the hurt that I feel from his passing. We didn't get to see him fully become the person that he was so desperately trying to be. And he was a really good man. And unfortunately, when you face addiction and you face issues with emotions that you are looking for something to fill that void, it is hard to cope. David didn't grow up with his biological dad. He did have men step into that father figure role for him, but of course there is a sense of longing. I never have met David's biological father. It's wild to think about, but in his passing, we actually needed his signature to release David's body, and that man didn't even show up. Then, after not showing up and not helping us, thank God, I say all the time, for my best friend Lauren, for my new listeners, Lauren and I met back when she was an apprentice at a local tattoo shop, and we just became instant best friends From there, she and I had a very strong bond. Whenever Daniel and I got married the first time, she was my officiant. It was so funny. Not only did she do that, she also started attending a mortuary science school. She became a mortician, and it was divine timing how all of this came to be. But if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have been able to get David. We wouldn't have been able to have him a service or anything. So this man didn't show up, didn't participate. And another wild thing about that was he had the audacity to tell people that we told him that he couldn't show up. Babe, we never even spoke with you. What? So just to attest to the type of person that he was and the void that was needed to be filled in his life became that codependency in drugs. And I hate that. I hate it because he was so smart, so funny. Oh man. And to see Ezra, my sweet Ezra, remind me so much of him. It is uncanny. How do you act and behave like someone who you never met? That's bananas to me. He did meet him, but that was goofy of me to say. How do you act like someone who you didn't get the opportunity to spend the most time with? And it is nice. It is amazing to get to experience him, but I really wish that he did not have that same burden of losing a parent in such a harsh way, because I know what it was like growing up, not having my mom, losing her in an accident. It was difficult. And then those around me, they didn't necessarily, I don't think all of us knew how to handle the grief. It was scary times in the world. 9/11 happened the same year. It was a big deal. It was a big year for us. As Americans, as my family, but I need to stop. But we didn't really know how to handle grief. I'll never forget Pastor Terry telling me that my mom went home, and home meant heaven to them, the elders of the church. I am an 8-year-old. I'm 8 years old, and you're telling me, actually, I was seven. I was seven, turning 8 that year, that my mom went home. So I'm assuming that that means to our house. Nope, meant home with the Lord. Imagine having to tell a kid that their mom died and then having to re explain it because you used weird words instead of just saying it. That was bad. We made sure not to make that mistake again, and just doing things differently. I understand that everything that I went through, I was able to use that to break the cycle of emotional lack or emotional immaturity. I don't know if that's the right word, but emotional ignorance, maybe. You don't know what you don't know. And I don't fault anyone for that, because at the end of the day, we did the best we could with what we had. And if you didn't, then you have to take ownership in that. And I often have to take a lot of ownership. There were times where I feel like I could have done better. There were times where I feel like I could have been kinder. There were definitely times where I feel like I could have been so much kinder. Maybe more grace for myself, even. But I really didn't know how to give myself grace. That was something that I didn't learn until after I was 25. And it sucks because you have to be able to do something for yourself often to do it for others. And I've done a lot of apologizing. I swear, my kids hear me probably say sorry more often than not, but at the same time, I think that it's good to explain to them that I was wrong and where I came from. It doesn't excuse it, it doesn't make it okay, but that I want for them to do better, and I'm going to figure out how to model that, or I'm going to figure out how to show them to be better, because it's my first time here. It's my first time being here. I've never been this age before. And I hope to be better every day. And I think that that's the point. If you can be better every day, then you're doing the best that you can. Thank you guys for tuning in to my rambles and my grief and just how I'm feeling. I think that we're all carrying something and have been for a little while, and it's okay to talk about it no matter what. That's something I struggle with too. Often when I show up about my grief, I get criticized by those who, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it, but for me, I have a great understanding of what it is to know an addict and to want better for them and to want more for them. My mom, as well, was an addict. She was an alcoholic. That doesn't mean that I don't miss her. That doesn't mean that I am not angry with her either, because the short and limited time that I got to have with her, unfortunately, carries some weight. Things that I wish weren't put on me at such a young age were also done by her. And that's a harsh reality that I have to accept. And that's a harsh reality that I know my kids are shielded from at the end of the day. And that sucks too, really. And people don't understand what it's like, or maybe you do, or someone you know, what it's like to care and want to have someone there who may have caused hardship in your life or who may have hurt you. Sometimes you just want them because you love them, because that's who you know, and you want them to be better, and you want them to get help, make better decisions, but you can't control that. That doesn't make your hurt less, and it doesn't make the want go away. I think about the Megan Moroney song Wedding Dress, and ooh, take me out, because I'm crying every time I hear it, every single time. Another thing before I get into our tip and our mantra, is it just me or is it the weather or what? My skin is like breaking out. And I'm telling you right now, I use the Anita method, so don't come for me. I've been using my toner, but I have been getting the yuckiest breakouts. And I literally, as soon as I get done recording today and taking pictures, I'm washing my face, I'm doing my mask, I'm doing a rescue day because I'm drinking my water, I'm taking my vitamins. Girl, what is going on? Maybe it's just me, but if you have any tips or tricks, also, it's itching. My skin is itchy. It's gotta be the weather. It has to be. I'm over it. But if you have any tips or tricks, definitely send them my way. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Before I let you go, here is my tip of the week. Stop trying to conquer the whole week on Monday. Pick one priority that moves you forward. Momentum beats perfection every time. Just let it set the tone. I get it. I want to get shit done. I want to get it out of the way so I can do cool things. My to-do list and my quick hits have been my chef's kiss. Also, my mantra of the week. This one hit home for me, and I was like, oh, dang it. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's wrong. I move through the day with the intention, not pressure. Hard things have been some of my avoidables. I've been trying to avoid things that I know I need to do. And that's frustrating. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's wrong. That doesn't mean men, though. Men suck. No, I'm kidding. No, they don't. Oh my gosh. I'm not a man hater. I am a little bit of a man hater. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with me this week. I appreciate you more than you know. If you haven't already, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. We're on YouTube as well, which is so fun. Welcome to my channel. No, that was so dumb. Also, I need some nominations for Badass of the Week. I do have one. We had a little quick convo this morning. I've missed her. I've missed the way that we have laughed and caught up on our morning car rides just to shoot the shit. Miss Kayla Wink, her and her family have always meant so much to me, and I am just grateful for our friendship. She handles a lot. She, at one point, was volunteering at almost every one of her kids' extracurricular activities. And I was like, dude, I don't know how you do it. I don't know. Too much. I would be overstimulated. You wouldn't believe. And also, as funny as this may sound, and I don't even know if she listens, but I just want to give a shout out to Lily Wadley. She helped me tremendously setting up the rest of Ezra's baby shower just out of nowhere. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for her because I feel like I'm constantly behind. And even when I schedule my time very well, I was so just all over the place. And she came in, she was like, what can I do to help? I was like, oh no, no big deal, nothing. No, she was like going behind me. I didn't have to tell her to do anything. And that's why I, honest to God, hate when people ask me for help because I'm like, look around. Do you see everything? And she just jumped in. She helped me so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for being a friend. Sorry, guys. Hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Love ya.